PK in the universe, and I am back again with another video. Man, I feel like this video is going to be a little controversial, so I apologize in advance if I upset anybody, but man, I've wanted to make this video for so long. So I'm finally doing it. I'm finally making a video on the Wisdom Tree Collection. Should the Wisdom Tree Collection come to Evercade? Could this be an Evercade cartridge? And I think the answer might surprise some people. I have opinions about it, and I think there's some pretty valid reasons why it could become an Evercade cartridge, and I would like to see it be one. So back in the day, the Wisdom Tree Collection were a bunch of unlicensed games that, well, at least they were NES games that were unlicensed anyways. They came out and were marketed towards, Christian families and whatnot. But some of the games are actually pretty fun. For example, like Bible Adventures has a game that's really kind of similar to Mario 2 a little bit. Spiritual Warfare is like the Legend of Zelda of Wisdom Tree games, and actually is surprisingly pretty good. There's Bible Buffet, Sunday Fun Day, Joshua and the Battle of Jericho, and Exodus, which are really, really similar games. And these games are owned by Pikointeractive. Pikointeractive, of course, has a strong relationship with Blaze. Blaze has produced multiple cartridges that use the Pikointeractive license and games from them. So it makes sense that we could possibly get a collection like that. And there is a precedence for collections like this. For example, way back in 2017, I don't think I got it till like 2018, I had backed this on Kickstarter. And this is the Wisdom Tree NES collection for Game Boy Advance. That's right, folks. A Game Boy version of the NES games. There are 7 games on here. And those games are Sunday Fun Day, Bible Buffet, King of Kings, Bible Adventures, Spiritual Warfare, Joshua and the Battle of Jericho, and Exodus. What's missing from this collection is Noah's Ark 3D, which is basically a Doom clone. I think, honestly, it wouldn't make a lot of sense to include these in maybe Pikointeractive 4, just randomly out of nowhere, like a couple of those games. These games together all make sense to go together on a single collection as opposed to putting it on, a future Pikointeractive collection. And look at the size of these carts, too. They're very similar, obviously. So, yeah, I like to think it would be possible. This collection I got also came with a manual. That's a pretty big size manual here. And also came with a Bible Buffet quiz book as well, which is even thicker. So you have to wonder, would these two things fit together? I guess they could make it a lot smaller, much smaller print. It's possible, and maybe a little bit thicker book. But now to address the elephant in the room. Because somebody is going to comment on the video and be like, well, I'm not religious, or I'm not a person of faith, so I can't play these games. I don't care what your religious preference is. I don't care if you're a Christian. I don't care if you're atheist or any other religion. You have every right to practice your religion or not to practice religions. Whatever you choose to do, that's your thing. And I totally respect your right to do that. I'm not here to push my faith on you in any way, shape, or form. That's not why I'm making this video. That's not what I'm trying to do with this video. I'm trying to talk to you guys about, these particular games. I think these games are fun, especially Spiritual Warfare. Spiritual Warfare is an absolute blast to play. It's also on Sega Genesis as well, so I'd like to see some of the Genesis versions be on this collection, if anything. So I also think these games are a bit of a historical curiosity. This really showcases how Christian video games were in the 1990s. And it's interesting that these games were on the NES and Sega Genesis and Game Boy for that matter. So I do think they have historical value and are a collection, that would be interesting to be preserved and be played on the Evercade. But yeah, this is one of those videos I was like, I don't know if I should make this video, honestly, because of the religious connotation. But I think most people are mature adults and can understand that, you're playing, at the end of the day, you're playing a video game and you're playing as a character, period. But at the same time, I also understand that, people have their opinions. There's just some games that just aren't for them, and that's totally fine. But at the same time, I just wanted to address that. At the end of the day, I'm just a guy on the internet sharing my opinion. So, and the way I look at it too is that Pikointeractive have already put out a Wisdom Tree collection. So would it be any different if Blaze did? Would it be a shock to people or something? I don't know, because that was over 5 years ago, but they're still selling these collections actively on Steam. These games always typically go on sale, so. But yeah, I think that'd be an interesting collection to have, What are your thoughts? Oh my gosh, I'm sure I'm going to get some interesting replies here. would you actually buy this collection on Evercade? Or are you a complete collectionist and that you would feel torn maybe to buy that? I don't know. It's a tough topic. This is a tough topic to talk about because at the end of the day, these are just video games. But, you know, some people take this stuff, you know, and can have strong opinions about it, you know, one way or the other, positive or negative. So, but yeah, I just wanted to put this out in the universe. I almost forgot. Why did I back this on Kickstarter? You were probably wondering. The reason is because my wife had played Joshua in the Battle of Jericho, and she still has her original Game Boy version of it. So I knew she had some nostalgia for it. So I was like, you know what? I'll back this collection and we'll play it on, you know, my Nintendo DS Lite. It was cool. It was fun. You know, I think she had some fun with it, you know, and maybe she'll come back to it again at some point. I think she did maybe one other time, but yeah, she was like really good at this game. She could get really, really far. So that was why I got this collection, was for my wife, you know. And I also wanted to play Spiritual Warfare because I wanted to see what all the fuss was about with that game. And it's actually surprisingly really good. It's definitely the best Wisdom Tree game I've ever played. So anyways, I don't know what else to say, but other than I'll see you guys next time. You know, stay awesome in this universe. Thanks. Bye.